You know, this video was originally going to be about how Daredevil in the 6-episode format that Disney Plus has would not work for him at all. But then something weird happened, something strange. The room got bright and I looked up. I saw light. And squinting, I could make out the words Kevin Feige. And under it, it said Comic-Con. Then I reached for my glasses to see if I was really seeing this correctly, and I put them on. And I saw Kevin Feige save the fucking planet, baby. Woo! Mr. Feige was not at Comic-Con to fucking play around. Announcement after announcement after announcement. Then we got to the one that's most important to me. Boom! Daredevil, bitch! But not just any Daredevil announcement. My nigga Kevin Feige said that this Daredevil series finna have
18 episodes.
And that right there is quite literally some of the best news that I've gotten all year. 18 episodes, that's more than even the Netflix series used to get. Now granted, it's probably gonna be like 35-minute episodes, but even then, it'll probably have a longer runtime. Now with that being said, that kind of gets rid of the whole argument I have against Daredevil being 6 episodes, huh? Cause, well, we know that shit's not gonna happen now. So instead of me arguing that Daredevil shouldn't be 6 episodes, I'm just gonna argue against the 6-episode format in general and explain why it doesn't work for the shows on Disney Plus. Play my intro.
That girl, she got on my clothes. That little girl that she got it, you better pop. Are you serious? I swear my money is serious. Okay, all my checks I just be clearing. She's on my dick that she get delirious. Okay, jump on the jet so I'm clearing. Okay, fuck, but I'm not talking new. Okay, smoke that boy just like a cigarette. If that boy try to make it bust.
So to start off with my point, we'll talk about the most recent Disney Plus Marvel show, Moon Knight. Now, if you're like me, you're the type of person who's in the comics, so you've seen Moon Knight, but you haven't gone out of your way to look up anything about him. You haven't read any stories about him or anything, but you know about him. You've seen him before, which means that you're probably going into the show pretty blind. You probably don't even know if he has powers or not, and God forbid you ask somebody if he does, because you'll get something like this. Hey, does Moon Knight have powers or no? Yeah, both. What? And that wasn't based off of just like one random experience I've had. That literally has happened so many times. It's crazy. Like, this is a yes or no situation. Why are you saying anything other than those two options? But whatever, people not answering the questions to how I think they should aside. I said all of that to say this. I went into Moon Knight pretty much blind with no prior knowledge. And me personally, I think that's good because it allows me to judge the show off of if it's really good or not, and not compare it to something else like, oh, this comic was good, but the show's not this comic, so the show's not good type shit. I didn't do any of that because I couldn't do any of that. I was just watching the show weekly like everybody else did. And honestly, if you've seen all the Marvel Disney Plus shows, this show felt like a breath of fresh air, but Florida fresh air. So you go outside and it's cool for a little bit, then the humidity starts kicking you in your chest and you're like, damn, it's time to go back inside because you're all sweaty and shit now. The show is good, but like, it suffers the same fault as the rest of the Disney Plus shows. I was watching this and I'm like, damn, this feels like a 12-episode series the way they're pacing this out. The pacing was very good, except for the fact that this is not pacing for a 12-episode show. This is pacing for a 6-episode show. So by the time that we get to episode 5, we're like, damn, we only got 1 episode left. How the fuck are we gonna wrap this shit up? The answer is squash everything into 1 episode and call it a day. Doesn't matter if there's any unfinished storylines. We'll just say that we got a season 2, so that's why we didn't talk about it. It's amazing, really, because most of these shows don't feel like shows, they feel like 6-hour movies. Because even Moon Knight, the one that I feel like is probably the best Marvel Disney Plus show, I give it like an 8 out of 10, feels like a 6-hour movie. Now, is it a good 6-hour movie? Sure, but it's a movie with a mid-third act and a stupid, should have been a full plot line, but admittedly cool post-credit scene. These are TV shows you guys are making. More time to develop story, characters, shit, anything that you want. Act like it. Truthfully, that's why I was scared for Daredevil, because I feel like if they were to make it 6 episodes, they wouldn't have done the Netflix series any justice. It wouldn't have been Daredevil. It wouldn't have been what made Daredevil Daredevil. Time to let plots build. Time to show Matt being Matt and not just Daredevil. And honestly, that's why I was really just worried. But luckily, like I said at the beginning of the video, my father, Kevin Feige, saved us from that. But let's talk about another Disney Plus show so people don't think I only have bad things to say about Moon Knight. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I genuinely like this show. I give it a 7 out of 10. Now, before you guys get your pitchforks and start yelling at me in the comments, 7 out of 10 is not a bad rating. The internet is tricking you. That is literally above average. I don't know why people think 7 out of 10 is bad, but this show really shocked me. It touched on something that I thought the MCU would never touch on: racism. I thought the MCU was in fucking La La Land. Thought that shit didn't exist over there. And as a beautiful peanut butter chocolate complexion black man, I really appreciated this. It was something I could relate to, and especially with all the stuff going on at the time, it was really nice seeing a big corporation stand up and talk about it. Like the scene with Sam getting racially profiled by a cop despite him being a fucking Avenger who saved the planet multiple times is crazy, because that's some shit that would dead ass happen. Here's another one that I really liked. Sam gave back the shield to a museum because he felt as which he couldn't be Captain America. There couldn't be another Captain America. He couldn't live up and fill those shoes that Steve did. And the government was like, yeah, get the shield back. We're gonna put it in a museum. Whole time the government wanted Sam to give the shield back because they were making another Captain America. They just wanted it to be a white guy. They didn't want Sam to be Captain America. And once again, that's something I really like because that ass would happen. And scenes like that are just like really cool. I don't necessarily like seeing them because, you know, it's racism, but it's something I can relate to. It's something made for me. And if you watch this show, you can tell, you can just see it. There's so much more that they wanted to talk about, but they were locked into this 6-episode format. There's storylines that would have benefited from more episodes. There's characters that would have benefited from more episodes. I think the series as a whole would have just benefited from more episodes. And this problem isn't just a Marvel thing. This is a Disney Plus thing, because we could throw this bitch over to Star Wars right now. Now, me personally, I haven't watched Kenobi yet, but you know what I did watch? My timeline every week an episode came out. And boy, I remember one specific week where people were losing their minds, and not in a good way. Everybody was talking about this episode is filler. How is there filler in a 6-episode limited series? So then I got curious and I looked up how many episodes Kenobi was supposed to be, and you won't believe my face when I saw that this shit was supposed to be 6 episodes. And then after that, I found out Kenobi was supposed to be a movie. So it was supposed to be even shorter than 6 episodes, but they forced that bitch to 6 anyways. Now going back to Marvel, I saw this TikTok and I don't remember who made it, but if I did, I would give you credit. And they said that all these Marvel shows were made and being in production around the same time, which explains why most of these shows have the same issues for the most part. And you know what? I'm willing to give Marvel a pass for this because this is clearly a result of the pandemic. If it wasn't the pandemic, I don't think they would have done the shows like this. So for these first batches of Marvel Disney Plus shows, I'm gonna say, don't let this shit happen again. You've seen everybody complain about it. You've seen what people like. You've seen what people don't like. Just change it. Make the shows better. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. And please, this time, treat your TV shows like TV shows. But yeah, that's all I really had to say on this one. So thank you all for watching to the end of this video. Stay safe. Drink some water. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.
My girl likes me